Good morning, you guys. In typical Dirt Monkey fashion, we're going to be doing things a little backwards. We're going to be installing some upgrades to the new power rake today. We're going to be putting on a hydraulic cylinder that allows it to rotate left and right 20 degrees. We're going to be putting a rock guard onto the front of it and a case drain hose. We got a lot of running around to do. We got a lot of chasing to do. We're also going to be testing it after we're done. But some of you guys say, well, what's the bass awkward part? Well, you may have noticed or you may not have noticed, but there's already been a video released on the upgrades to the power rake. So I took the power rake after we did all of the upgrades and I graded out this driveway. And yeah, I didn't need to use the power rake when I was grading it out. But in all honesty, I just wanted to start to get familiar with the new controls, how it works, so that when I take it out to a job site and I'm working on a customer's project, I'm not gaining those skills. I already have those skills dialed in and I can be more efficient. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get started on installing some of these upgrades. Okay guys, this is John and this is Paul, and these guys are from MTW, and we're going to be retrofitting and upgrading the power rake, right?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay.
Hydraulic diverter kit on it.
Hydraulic diverter kit, which is going to do what, Paul?
It'll allow you to power operate your swing 20 degrees left and right.
Okay. We got a little bit of a challenge because my cat came to me not in the most beautiful of shape, and the best option we could do is hook up to my 14 pin, so we're going to check to see if that works. Let's see if we can't get that bent maybe a little bit more righter. So that's it. Sure, just hook up, clamps. One of the things that I would like to say, honest feedback, is I really like these heavy duty hoses.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh God, yes. I'll tell you, it's just it's an extra layer of confidence, you know.
Right on. On the 2021 models, we actually hooked the motor upside down so we can tuck the
Frame. And this is a smaller unit, so it's going to have a little smaller hose on it.
So this is one of the upgrades that you guys are making, but you brought this unit out because there were some things you wanted to show me that you guys are changing on these things.
Yeah, one of them is the narrower chain case at the bottom. It's symmetrical, so I can put that chain case over on this side and swap that over to that side if an operator for some reason wants it over here.
If they're that much of a diva. Sorry, divas.
Because these rotors are reversible. Two reasons: if you wear on one side and you want to flip it so you wear on the other side evenly.
So you don't have to flip all the teeth, you can literally flip the rotor.
Yeah, pull 3 bolts, pop it out, pull the rotor, swap it, slide it back in.
Here's some of the different rotors we got coming down the pipeline, design pipeline. Looking at a tiller, brush rotor, a flapper rotor, if you will, and then different rotors with different styles.
Flapper rotor, what is that for?
That was me being upset that the farmer had left mud in the highway.
So it's like you can clean roads with it?
Yeah, it was
really
all kinds of, and it's just a rubber flap. It's the same flap as this, mounted to the rotor to scrape all the garbage off the.
So now you've got a powered broom, but it's like actually the rotor, it's a rubber flap, which is to me way better than the bristles. I'm taking a video of a video. Now what I do if I do like an in-person video, is that like the 4th or 5th dimension, you guys? think I had the plumber's crack going on in that camera there for a minute.
Yeah.
Not you, Paul, me.
A diverter valve. What it takes is hydraulic pressure coming from the skid steer to the motor, and electrically gives you the option to power a cylinder.
So now we need the male part of this. So while Paul and John stay back in the yard, I've got to run to the hydraulic store and pick up a few extra parts. Here in Minnesota, we're still wearing the chin diapers when we go in places. I just need a fitting of the male fitting of this on those threads, so I just left that on. Oh crap! I just
You don't need the hose, just the fitting?
just the fitting, simple one. All right, in business. New fittings on. They got the.
Yeah, but they got it going right now with a little bit of, you can see how they got the wires coming in the back.
Okay. Wonder if we shouldn't get it. Well, they got it rocking and rolling already. That didn't take very long. I sound almost disappointed. Take a guess how much that part was. Just that part.
80 bucks.
No, it was actually 50. I thought she overcharged me because I told a bad joke. Our socket is janked. Our 14 pin is janked. It got beat up. So we've got it wired right now into the cab. So the controller's here. So if you don't have a 14 pin, you can still do it. And then they've actually got the power ran all the way back to the batteries in the back. So you can still run it no matter what. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? So with my 14 pin electrical connector basically on the fritz, that means I've got to run and get a new 14 pin electrical connector. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to be picking up another spare part, something that's not absolutely necessary and I wish I would have never picked up, but I make a spur of the moment spur of the moment decision to go ahead and grab that part. And it ends up costing me about 35 minutes, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. Now I get to go to Cat, Ziegler Cat. I'll bring you guys with. It's actually a pretty cool place. Yeah, they always have cool old equipment at Cat. It never disappoints. Chain down. Let's look at her a little more. Wonder what year this is. How'd you like to operate like that? Stick turn. And how about this one? Got the levers up there. Hot, cold, water temp. Got a gauge. Roll call.
Okay, thanks, Josh.
Hey, ordered a electrical connector. For this is different. I'm sorry. Okay. You're looking at this, and I need a part for this as well. I just need a plug. I need that plug on the end there. But we called in about a 14 pin electrical connector. They said they'd have that on ready for us. And if you have that, great. And if you don't, then go get it. No, I'm kidding. I've got about 30 seconds to help you, and I got about a million other things I got going on right now. So that looks like a -4 O-ring boss. So you need to go -2 female O-ring boss to -4 male
female O-ring boss. I don't think Cat makes such a thing.
Or you just
Wait.
take that piece out and put a different
Oh, a
one
male,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Female to male. Or we could, yeah, you want to take this out and
Just put that, yeah, with that fitting, yeah.
okay, so you need to go JIC elbow to, it would be dash, what is this, a dash 4 JIC to dash 4 O-ring boss is what I think. I'm just eyeballing it, but you'll have to measure it.
So now this is where I kind of wish I would have never brought that hose with and mentioned this fitting. These two guys, as helpful as they were, spent the next 35 to 40 minutes talking back and forth about this one O-ring, whether it was a 0.4, 0.5, or 0.6. At some point, I got sick of listening to this conversation and just wanted to grab the hose and get going.
It's a distinct possibility that Caterpillar doesn't make a fitting like that. But you know, if it's going to be anywhere, it should be in the JIC adapter.
That's got the person.
Radio.
That was interesting. I went to 5 buildings. The first building I went to didn't have what I needed because they were heavy construction equipment. So then I had to go to compact construction equipment, and I went in there, and then I had to go to the service department of the compact construction equipment, which was 1 building over. So I went to that 3rd building, and then they had what I needed, but then I had to go to a different building to get this part. But then when this part showed up, it showed up without the O-ring. So then I had to run and get the O-ring. 5th time's a charm. So Paul and John, the boys back at the yard, I think got sick of waiting for me, listening to those two gentlemen talk about what size O-ring I needed for a part that I didn't really need, and decided to make my 14-pin electrical connector somehow magically work. Well, that's what I call the 20-minute rule. Some of you guys be like, "Oh, what are you talking about, Dirt Monkey? 20-minute rule." Well, as an owner of a company, a lot of times when I'm not in the field with the boys, they'll call me up and ask me a question, and typically that question is something that has an answer that I firmly believe they could find if they just did a little bit more research or legwork on their own, and I call it the 20-minute rule. What I mean is, I say, let me get back to you in 20 minutes, and I don't do anything during those 20 minutes. And that's just long enough that the guys go, "I'm not gonna wait 20 minutes. They're impatient. The answer is literally probably 1, 2, or 3 steps away from them. And they go ahead and they take those 1, 2, or 3 steps. And then when I call back in 20 minutes, the problem's already been solved. They figured it out. And if the problem hasn't been solved in those 20 minutes, well, I haven't wasted too much of their time. They've probably figured out some other step that can be done. And I know that there's an actual real problem, something to address. And in this case, the guys back at the yard, well, they got the problem with the 14-pin connector solved all on their own. I didn't need to run at all.
So it's the actual connector itself isn't grounded to the boom. So when I was trying to run it through,
How did you ground it then?
There's paint in between there.
Oh,
The
okay.
ground runs right straight to the battery.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to find continuity there. And once I went from the battery to here, then
It was fine?
then I could find it. All right, let's try it.
Is that extended all the way? That way? I think that case drain hose needs to be longer. Oh, you got the rock part on. That line's too short. So the case drain hose is the one that I ran to the hydraulic store and got that $50 fitting for, and it's the one that seems like it's just a little bit too tight at the moment. But what that's designed to do is if there's any excess fluid built up in that chamber, it's designed to allow it to drain back into the machine, except I'm not quite sure how well that works with the drain hose being on top of the unit. Do you think we need to extend that case drain hose?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So let's plug it for now, and then I'll just get a longer hose and hook it up. Because we don't technically need it unless I'm running real hardcore.
Yeah.
A lot of guys were coming in and saying, hey, you know what, go with the Bobcat model because it includes the hydrostatic turn or the hydraulic turn, and it's less money and things. So how do we answer those questions? I mean, are we comparing, are we equal? Is this a better model? Is this heavier duty, or is this equal and we're just charging more? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Well, it's a heavier frame. Everything is heavier duty. I know guys are commenting about not riding on the wheels. You know, we've got some videos where we're bouncing them.
So last year I did my first power raking video, and one of the questions that came up was, why did I go with the MTW brand? And so I asked Paul and John, the two engineers, this very direct question. What's the difference between their power rake and the competitors? Well, I think it was they were a little bit like deer in headlights, and they weren't expecting that. They're engineers, they're not salespeople. So then I decided to jump in and just start pointing out some of the things that I had noticed. I was looking for the little details, not the big things. I mean, the big things add up, like the price, etc. But I was also looking for the things that led me to believe that I was getting a quality attachment. And so what I want to do is just go through the machine right now and just show you a few of those things that I immediately noticed. If you look at right here, are you getting that? Are you getting this, the reinforcement? Everywhere you look on this unit, there has been zero compromise except for on this case drain hose. Giving these guys some crap. But on a very serious note, when you look at this the front wheels, how this is mounted up, there's nowhere that you can look at it and go, they screwed up or they held back or they could have done better. This is about as premium of a piece of equipment for an outdoor power rake as you're gonna get. So when you're looking at buying your own, just look for the right things. And I just want to point that out to you because you know what? Maybe this is right for you, or maybe one of the less expensive ones are right for you. I don't know, but at least you'll know what to look for. And now we've got this wired so that it runs right off from my joystick inside, right?
Yes, sir.
14 pins, so we're
control the left and right upper and lower button on the left.
okay. Perfect. Well, now with all of the components installed, everything working, it's time for me to go ahead and see how this thing operates. And after running in the yard a little bit, of course, when you get a brand new toy, what do you want to do? You want to play with it more. So I load up the Caterpillar and then I bring it to my house and we make an entire video where I regrade my driveway. Did I need the power rake to grade it? It's not the right tool for a small driveway like that. It's so much overkill. But again, it helps me to learn how to the feel of this attachment, the feel of this tool, what it's capable of and how it works, so that I can go out and bid jobs accordingly and make sure that I'm getting the right projects for this powerful of an attachment. And that's our video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. I really enjoy having you guys go along on the ride. Of stuff coming down the pipeline. We're going to be regrading a 101-year-old driveway. We've got so many cool projects. We've got a paver project in the works right now. We've got a boulder project in the works right now. That's it though. I hope you guys hit that subscribe button. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. I just have a lot of hope for you guys, and I hope you come back again. Hit me up in the comments down below. You know, one of the things that I would like to see you guys is don't be afraid to answer somebody else's comment. I don't want any negativity, but we are a community. When it boils right down to it, I'm with you guys. If you're watching and other people are watching, we have this common thread together. So don't be afraid to start talking to each other as well. Why not? Make the world one great big happy dirt monkey home. God bless. Go get him, you guys. We'll see you on another one.